Through some long difficulty, I was able to cut these logs off of that fallen tree over there, haul them over here. Excuse me, I'm out of breath. These were heavy. And I shouldn't be moving them, but I am. I'm gonna use this as a bench. So when I get my logs cut out, I'm gonna lay them over there. So I have to shape it a little bit. This is about 3 feet high. I'm gonna use these as a work, so I'm not having to work on the ground and hurt my back more and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna lay a log across these. I'm gonna shape them for the bridge that I'm gonna be making. I've got some of it already done. I'm gonna have to show you in a second, but let's kind of explain what I'm doing here, okay? Hope you guys enjoy. If you're a lumberjack, I'm like 1,000% sure you're not going to the gym. You don't need to. Being a lumberjack, you work at the gym. The logs are heavy. This is 4 feet wide right here. That is just wide enough for the lawnmower to drive across. I've cut the logs out of the same tree I just cut the stumps out of. How it's gonna work is this is 4 feet wide. The logs will be 5 feet wide, so you get 6 or 8 inches. Not exactly 5 feet wide, but so the logs will go across these logs and build me a bridge all the way across. Now I gotta cut and shape the logs to size so they fit right up against each other. That's gonna be a task. So what I did is I ordered some new chains for my saw. So when I go to cut this, it's gonna be a nice smooth cut. I could sharpen them. I have been sharpening the chain, but I want to try to make these cuts perfect, so I ordered some new ones. We'll see if they cut any better. I don't know what I'm doing. But hopefully this will be strong enough to hold the lawnmower, so I can get over here to start picking this place up with all my tools. I'm not having to leap over this every time. So it'll serve its purpose for now. Maybe I'll redo it later. Maybe I won't. There's a lot of I don't knows yet. So, but this will help for the meantime. Now let's cut some logs and see how it goes. So let's grab the first log, shall we? Let's grab the one on the bottom. Okay. So put this on my makeshift workbench. See if it doesn't fall over. There we go. So I don't know, kind of looking at it, I'm gonna have to do it flat. So now I'm gonna have to change out my chainsaw blade, or my chainsaw chain. Okay, let's do that. So now with this, I'm gonna have to focus which is the straightest side, which I think it's right there. Edge it up on the sides. It's a little woody, I guess. So I'm gonna edge it up down the sides, get a smooth cut, so when I notch them in together, they'll fit. So I gotta cut down these knots off. I'm gonna have to eyeball it, of course. It's not gonna be that perfect. But now with the sharp chain, should be able to do this just fine. Now it's straighter than it was. Now all I gotta do is notch out a little section here. I gotta figure out which side I'm gonna put on top. So what I'll do is I'll put this on the side. These will be the sides. And then I'm gonna notch out sections right here so it sits flat on the logs going across the ravine or my ditch. Okay. Now I've got my notches and I've got it straight for the most part. Let's go ahead and install this over here on the bridge and see how it fits. So with this, it's still wobbly. Well, it got flat surface on a not flat surface, so that's going to be that way. And that's going to droop down a little bit, so I have to cut more on these sides than I am that side. But that's going to be okay, I think. I don't know yet. Now, if you put this out here, now that's taut right there. Well, it's not taut. It's not moving. So maybe I'll do the next one, get it right up against it, and just kind of see how it goes. I'm not so sure I'm even going to secure these down right now because I just want to be able to drive over them, but I don't want them to roll underneath me. So going side to side will be fine. Need to notch them up a little bit smaller right here, some few inches off. But I think that'll serve its purpose. So I've been using this chainsaw for a few hours now since I installed the new chain. And if you look already, it's already stretched a lot. So as I'm beginning to cut, you begin to notice it begins to go at an angle. That's how you know it's loose or it's not sharp enough. Okay, so I'm just going to loosen this up. Wait, you go this way. One full turn roughly, just get it loose. Now I'm going to, there's a tip right here that you put your flathead into. And you see the arrows in here that say which way to loosen it or tighten it. That's moving the bar in and out. That's all it's doing. So I'm going to look at this. My teeth can come out from underneath the bar. That's way too loose. So I'm going to cinch it down. Now, bar is a little bit more, so I'm going to tighten it some more. Now that's good. I think that's pretty good. Go ahead and tighten down the bar nut. There you go. And when she loosens back up from stretching, because it's a new chain, it's going to stretch over time, which is fine. Just got to keep an eye on it. Now, this should be my last log. Out of what I've already done on the bridge that I'm making for my lawnmower, one more log, and then I'm going to split one in half and kind of make it round so it's lower to the ground, so I roll up on the logs. That's going to be the best I can do with a ramp for right now. I could shovel in a bunch of dirt, make it smooth. It's a bridge. It's going to be bumpy anyways, so not a big deal. But I'm going to shape this log, get it installed. Then I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with that last log. I'm going to have to split in half to see how it's going to go for that ramp. I don't know if I'm going to put the flat side down and have a little bit of a bump to get up on the other logs, or if I'm going to have it the flat side up, the round side down, and make it more flat. Don't know how I'm going to do that yet, but I'm going to have to wait and see. I've done all this bridge now with the MS 182. Not a big saw. It's got a 16-inch blade on it, a 16-inch bar on it. New chain, of course. You see me that install that either in this video or in an earlier video. And it's got about 38 cc's in this saw. I like it. It's definitely underpowered for what I'm doing, but it's all I got. It's all I can get for right now. But I'm just going to make it work and see how it goes. But there's still 182S. That's right. MS 182. Sorry, MS 182. Long as I keep it clean, keep it oiled, keep it well maintained, this will be a good saw. Last a long time. Alright guys, so I've built the bridge. I have yet to test it with the lawnmower. So what I've done is I've notched out a bunch of logs, made it not smooth at all, not even close, but it should be flat enough, more or less, with logs being logs, of course. That I've got a ramp on this side, a ramp on that side. So if I was cutting down a whole new tree to finish out the logs, I used the down tree that was cedar. So the edges is one log, about a 5 foot long. I've had to shrink it a little bit. And I use that log, you can cut it in half to make a ramp on either side. So it's mostly sturdy. Obviously, I'm not heavy enough to break it. Probably neither my 1,500 pound lawnmower, probably not going to break it. But it's going to be bumpy, so I'm going to go over it and see how it works. So the bridge is just wide enough for the lawnmower. Maybe a little bit wider in some sections, but for the most part, it's wide enough. So now we're gonna see if it works. Huzzah! So it holds the weight of the lawnmower. Yep. And I'm able to go across the ditch now with no issue. So now I gotta, the reason I got to clean up this whole half of the location so that I could install the RV park. I got to clean it up. I got to plan it, all that stuff. I got to figure out what's what, where's where, and all that kind of stuff. So now that I've built this bridge, I'm going to be using it to go back and forth so that I can mow it and make sure the property is taken care of.